Hey guys, it's Andy here from Trade and Train, and we have got another great tip for you in the world of cryptocurrency. Now, you know, here at Trade and Train, we're always trying to make the cryptocurrency market seem a little bit less scary and a little safer and a little more straightforward. Now, cryptocurrency markets, they're trading 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They're absolutely relentless. Psychologically, they're a massive toll because the market moves so much, so quickly in both directions, and you're always at risk of being stopped out. It's difficult to know where to place your stops. You know, you need to be in the markets. You know, we're all aware that this is a huge growth market and everybody wants to be able to capitalize on it, but it's a stressful way to invest. So you do need some strategies. Now, diversification is always a good idea in any market. But with cryptocurrency, that means sometimes taking positions in 10, 20 coins and having to manage those actively, and that's hard to stay on top of all those charts. So in terms of investing in cryptocurrency, we think we have for you what we believe to be cryptocurrency's best kept secret today. So what we're going to look at is actually an awesome way to allocate at least some of your portfolio. Now, this will depend on your personal risk tolerance, your personal ability for trading actively, and your personal opinion on the state of the cryptocurrency market. But in our view, the cryptocurrency market is a huge growth area and it's still super early. Now, there is that old adage, time in the market is more important than timing the market. And there's of course a lot of truth in that. Now, there's this excellent TED Talk that was done by Victor Haghani a few years ago, which you can find on YouTube. Just type in TED Talk Billionaires. And Victor, in his TED Talk, which he presents in the most graphic and beautiful way with these slides that have been illustrated so beautifully, which I highly recommend you watch. He talks about 120,000 billionaires he projects there should be currently in the world today. But actually there's only around 400. Now, you're probably asking, well, where's he got this figure of there should be 120,000 billionaires from? It sounds preposterous. Well, as you'll find out by watching the slides, he actually shows you that if somebody had simply invested in the American stock market back in 1900 with $1 million, then growing at the stock market rate, which it has done typically since 1900 on an average basis until 2012, compounding at 9.6% per annum, by the time you get to 2012, that's $30 billion. Now, based on the number of families who were millionaires in 1900 itself, he projects that by the time we get to 2012, and the way that families break down, we should be looking at about 120,000 individual billionaires in the world, which of course there aren't. But his question ultimately is, why have so many millionaires failed to capitalise on what is seemingly a home run just by investing in the indexed fund of the market? Well, the reason is because people like to feel they're actively earning. The market is designed to go up, but people don't like that feeling. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like you can really make money that way. It doesn't feel like it really should work. But of course, history tells us that it does work. But people don't like that. People like to feel active in their trading, and they like to feel like they're timing the market. And look, this is completely natural, and indeed, to a certain extent, it's really important as well. But another side to the coin is certainly to say that indexed funds are awesome. And they do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. On an investment strategy basis, it's great to have investment in some good index funds. And that's where we come to in crypto. Where are the index funds? Well, believe it or not, some do exist. And the beauty of the way the cryptocurrency market works is they're there for you to take advantage of. And we're going to show you how to do that on this video today. And we certainly recommend that everybody take a look at this and just consider whether you want to put at least a portion of your investment capital for cryptocurrency into something indexed and rebalancing for you and on your behalf. You know, and in some people's cases, it's going to be the best way to invest in cryptocurrency if that's what they want to do, full stop, because it takes away all of that time and pressure to perform within a market that is very tough at times. So what you're going to need to be able to use this indexed fund is a Binance account. Now, in the previous video, I showed you how to sign up to a Binance account and to take advantage of an awesome deal that we've set up with Binance to take 20% of all your fees rebated into your account. So every single time you place a trade, 20% of the fees, you will get a refund of those. And that's the best deal going, and it's because we've set up an awesome deal with Binance because they wanted to partner with us to get as many of our Trade and Train members across to using Binance. And it's the best platform for cryptocurrency trading. We'll put a link to that video here on screen now, so you can click through to that for later if you do want to watch that and figure out how to benefit from that awesome deal on a 20% kickback. But once you have your Binance account, and do bear in mind that if you have got a Binance account already and you're not benefiting from that 20% kickback, we do recommend that it's well worth signing up to a new account with Binance. Now, it might be that you have to do it in the name of a relative, wife, husband, friend who's willing to do that with you, but it's well worth having that kickback. So what you'll need to do is get yourself that Binance account. Once you've got your Binance account and you're logged in, you then need to click on the link that's on screen now. Now, the link on screen will take you to Stacked, which is a place where you can invest in indexed funds in cryptocurrency, amongst other things. And in return for using our link, you will receive 10% off all of your fees when you're using Stacked. Now, the beauty of Stacked at the moment is it is totally free of charge. But using our link, should they ever reintroduce charges for anything on their site, you will receive 10% back. So it's the best way to future-proof Stacked, because believe me, when you start using it, if they start charging in the future, you're going to want to stay on board, because believe me, some of the returns that they're providing are insane. Now, I know in the last video I promoted that one of the funds that we invested in returned 65,000% in a year, which I know sounds crazy, but it absolutely did, and it was all passive income. Now I'm going to show you how to achieve that. So this is the page you will go to when you've signed up to your Stacked Invest account. Now, Stacked, they are going through a few changes at the moment, so their website is still being updated on almost a daily basis at the moment. But as you can see, it's beautifully presented, and it's a great website to just click around and have a little look at what you're able to do. Now, in order to get set up, I will show you that because there's a little bit of technical involvement with Binance, and what you have to do is actually have your Binance account point at Stacked so that Stacked can open and close positions on your behalf on those indexed funds. But I will run through all of that with you on this video, so it shouldn't be any kind of problem. But I will first just show you some of those pools on Stacked Invest that are absolutely phenomenal. Now, you're looking at some of these here. They are building out more things on their website, including a portfolio manager, so you can instantly swap assets and you can track your P&L. And they're saying launching in April, which it now has passed, but they are working on it and it is coming out. Now this symbol here is for strategies, and you can explore the marketplace. Now, they've got a bunch of strategies that you can utilize. Now, the strategies in most of the cases on screen, such as these ones, these are the indexed funds that you can invest with. There are also some bots, and they have these symbols here, and bots are automated trading strategies, and those ones at the moment do come with a charge. So you can see down here, this one is $200 a month, this one is from $2,400 a month, and those are strategies that bots will trade on your behalf given a certain strategy, which you can read into a little bit more in depth when you've signed up for the account. But today we're going to concentrate on the indexed funds like these ones at the top here. Now let's click on this first one here, NFT 11. Now, after a little while, you'll see it load, and this, I mean, straight off the bat, this just jumps out at you, right? 12,000% stack performance. Now, that's in a year. So in a year, the Nft 11 basket has actually turned a profit of 12,000% in the last year. Now, if you actually look at this date here, around the middle of April, you'll see that it was up 50,966%. Now, I know I made the claim that this fund actually had around 60,000% profit, and that was because this chart is just now moved on a little bit, and this was a little bit lower on the graph, and so actually the year to that date was around 60,000%. So you have to take my word for it, but 51,000% here isn't too bad. Now, what this basket is doing is providing you an NFT basket. So it's, as it says here, the NFT 11 is an equal weighted stack of the 11 most popular NFT protocol tokens on Binance. NFTs are part of the Ethereum blockchain and individual tokens with information stored in them, which allows them to take the form of art, music, video, etc. The tokens listed are not NFTs themselves, but are protocol tokens for popular NFT protocols, marketplaces, and more. Now, as you can see here, there's the list of the 11 in the basket, and it shows you that each one is equally weighted at 9.09%. It also shows you that some of them have 24 hours changes in the values. One here was up 34% for argument's sake. Now look, I don't know many people that can profess to be able to outperform a 50,000% return in a year. I mean, if they can, then that's awesome. But of course, diversification is always the key in an active investment portfolio. Now, of course, the beauty of this is that you could have, say, 10% of your investment crypto stack in the NFT 11, and then you could put 10% in another pool. So we can go back to the marketplace and we can have a little look and say, well, we want exposure to not just NFTs, like the NFT 11 pool, we want some exposure to protocols or to coins that are blue chips, or for example, DeFi coins. And all of these indexes, as you can see, have excellent performance. Now, if you look at this one, you can look at how it's performed year to date, and you can see that it's actually up around 300% year to date. Or you can look at the last year in this case, and you can see that it's up around 1,400%. So there's loads of ways to have exposure through these pools, which will just give you the diversification, even just across the crypto space itself, which would be very difficult to achieve on your own, trading individual coins and getting in and out of them. This is a much more efficient way to manage that. And even if you are an active trader, if you want investment in the crypto space, this is a great way to have at least a portion of your capital invested in cryptocurrency. And what Stacked do is they'll actually rebalance your portfolio on your behalf. So as you can see in this particular index here, the DeFi index, they have an 8.33% allocation to each of the DeFi coins in this stack. And they will rebalance that, whether you want weekly, monthly, quarterly, every time that time period comes along, they will rebalance your account. Because obviously these coins are going to move in the meantime, and therefore by the end of the period, they will end up having different allocations to these percentages. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to connect your Binance account to your Stacked account. Now, the way that you do this is you need to go to this button here, the exchange button, and then you need to click Connect Exchange. And then you'll want to choose Binance and then click Continue. You'll see here it now asks you to set up your Binance account, and it's asking for an API key, an API secret, and an account name. Now, the API key and the API secret need to be derived directly from your Binance account. So we need to head back to Binance, and when you're on your Binance account, you need to log in and then click under this little icon here, you need to click API Management. Once API Management has loaded, it will say creating an API key provides access to markets and real-time trading services on Binance via a third-party site or application. So this is your way of telling Binance that you give permission to Stacked to place these trades on your behalf. So first thing it wants you to do is give the API key a label. So we're going to call it Stacked. I'm going to click Create API. It might then ask you to run through a few security protocols, which we will do. And once you've done that, you will see that the API key has been created, and you'll see here an API key and a secret key. We've got these blanked out slightly because they're important that you keep them secret. So what you then have to do is simply click the copy button next to API key and click back into your stacked account and put that API key and paste that in. So then you can see the API key is pasted across, and you do the same with your secret key. So you simply copy that and paste secret key into the secret key box on stacked. Down on the API restrictions, you just want to have enable reading, enable spot and margin trading ticked. You do not need to have withdrawals enabled. In fact, I recommend you don't, and you don't need to have margin enabled. So once you've done that, you then head back to stacked, give this a name. So we're going to call it Binance account. And then we're going to click the box to say we've read the terms of service, and then we're going to click test connection. Now this will just check that it's able to communicate safely with Binance, and here it says connection success, so we know it's worked, and we can press save exchange. And that is literally that. You've now connected your Binance account to your stacked invest account, and you're ready to start investing in these amazing crypto pools. Now, what we can do is head back to the marketplace, which currently allows you access to these pools for absolutely for free. So we're going to get into the marketplace and let's show you how to start using some of these. So here in the strategy marketplace, you can see at a glance a bunch of pools and also some bots. Now the bots you have to pay for, and the bots are something worth looking at, and we may do a video on them in the future because it is quite interesting. But to be honest with you, the pools are what we're here for today, and they're by far the most powerful tool on the site. Now what we can do is we can help ourselves narrow this down by starting with stacks here. So we're just seeing stacks now, there are no bots, so these are all free. And then what we might do is choose to sort by P&L. So these are now in order of the P&L in the time period chosen. Now let's go from all time to the last year. So in the last year, we can see NFT 11 is up 12,000%. SBF Basket of just 4 coins is up 4,460%. And we can see down here that there are some pools that are market weighted, such as DeFi 12. So this is actually market weighted. So this isn't an even weighting like we saw on the NFT 11 earlier, but this is actually a market weighted. So let's look at that. That sounds interesting and we want to read more. So we've clicked it and we can read down here the description that the market weighted DeFi index is a market weighted index of the most popular DeFi tokens on Binance. DeFi is an abbreviation of the phrase decentralized finance, which generally refers to the digital assets and financial smart contracts protocols and decentralized applications built on Ethereum, which of course you may well know. But the market weighted part is interesting because what you'll see here is we've not got an equal weighting of each of these coins. We have 51% of Uniswap, we have 15.94% Aave, and so on and so forth. Now, all you need to do to connect to the chosen pool that you like the look of, or as they call it here, their chosen stack, is click Get Started down here. Now immediately you see that the page has changed and it's asking for your basic settings. Now in Select Exchange we only have Binance set up here, so we're going to click Binance and it will show you your available funds in Bitcoin. Now it's important that you have Bitcoin in your Binance account in order to begin investing in the stacked accounts. That is the currency, the unit currency of the stacked funds. So you must have Bitcoin as opposed to any other coin that you may want to invest with. So the amount you want to invest in the pools, you need to have available in Bitcoin balance on your Binance account. So you can see the available funds in this case are 0.012 Bitcoin, and we're going to go to the allocated funds, which currently shows you 0. Now the reason is because we need to invest some of our Bitcoin or give Stacked permission to invest some of our Bitcoin. Now there's a slider, you can also just enter the percentage, or you can click max. And it shows you that 98% of your Bitcoin balance in this case is investable because obviously it needs to keep some aside for the fees to execute these trades for you. Because all that Stacked is going to do is it's going to, once you ask it to, it's going to make those trades on your behalf in your Binance account one by one. But it's just going to do all the maths and all the calculating behind the scenes for you to create that portfolio balance the way you want. You can then ask Stack to auto update, and you can also ask for automatic rebalancing. I highly recommend you have the auto rebalancing on because this is going to make sure that it keeps your pool nice and evenly weighted based on the current constructs. Obviously, as soon as one of these coins moves, things are going to become out of balance and you'll be overweighted one coin above the others, which is something we're trying to avoid. But you can then set that frequency to weekly, monthly or quarterly rebalancing. Now, what it's beautiful that it does is it lets you backtest the results. So you can see here based on the default, these are the results for this particular fund. Now, if you look at the last year, which you can change up here, you can see that in the last year, if you'd just been in Bitcoin, this would have been your return. And in the same time period, this fund would have returned you this instead. Now, this is without rebalancing. So that's much more relative to Bitcoin. But had you rebalanced weekly, you'd have done way better. So you'd have actually done 3,000% profit instead of 1,400% profit. So you can see how powerful rebalancing is. If you rebalance monthly, you would have done slightly more, but had you rebalanced quarterly, you'd have done slightly worse. So you can see there is a decision to be made here, and it depends on your time horizon as well. But what I can say for sure is that rebalancing is better than not rebalancing. I personally recommend weekly rebalancing because crypto markets move so much that I'd much rather protect the downside when we've made good profit than actually try and capitalize on the extra 1,000% between weekly and monthly here, as you can see. Of course, there's no way of predicting which it would be, or which way round even, but I think weekly is a very good choice because it just means you're actively managing the pool, but without actually actively managing it, if you see what I mean. So all you need to do to start the portfolio is click Add to Portfolio. So you can run a back test and see how that would perform. Now, the default back test results of what we've already seen. Now you can actually alter the compositions by using these sliders. As you can see here, comp 7.59%. If we were to whack comp up, we'll actually change the others for us. Now you can say reset to default and you're back where you started. But say for example you had a particular hunch that you liked band and wanted to increase that allocation, you could bring that up manually and everything else will rebalance based on that. So that's quite a nice little feature. And then you can actually run a back test based on this. So as soon as I click run back test, you see custom 2 here has appeared and it shows us how that fund would have actually performed had it been arranged like that. You can then press reset to default and carry on. Now, all that's left to do is to click add to portfolio. Now, if you do that, Stacked will execute all of these trades for you to build this overall pool position. So I think I'll show you what it looks like when you've invested in one of these funds in this SBF basket. So this is a basket of just 4 coins and we are going to click setup, just as before, select exchange, which is Binance. We're going to allocate all of the Bitcoin that's in the account. We're going to ask the Stack to auto update. We're going to ask for automatic rebalancing and we're going to ask for that on a weekly basis. And then we're going to click add to portfolio. So Stacked Invest is now actively placing trades for those 4 coins on our behalf in the ratios allocated by the pool. So it's that simple. Now, of course, once it's done, you'll get an email telling you it's been done. You'll also see congratulations, it was successfully saved. Every single week when it rebalances, it'll also let you know that it's rebalanced. So as you can see here, it's now done that for us and we are invested in this fund. But we can go into your Binance account and have a little look. And if we go to the wallet, we can actually see that Stacked has made those investments on your behalf. And indeed, you can see here Sushi, FTT, Sol and Serum have been invested in. And you can see that they've been invested in all to roughly the exact same dollar value. Now, of course, that has moved since we've been talking. But the point remains that this is going to auto rebalance for you on a weekly basis. And that does come highly recommended by me. So we're going to press save our changes. Actually, you can't because we just made changes less than 10 minutes ago. So they do put that limitation so you can't make mistakes too soon. If ever you needed to sell these coins, you could do it in Binance itself. You would just go and trade those pairs directly in Binance. So in due course, I do believe that Stacked are going to be developing this up a little bit more and adding some more functionality through the portfolio manager, where you'd be able to swap assets instantly directly in Stacked, which is a little bit more straightforward than having to go back to Binance, I suspect. So I really do recommend taking a good look at Stacked Invest. It's absolutely free at the moment, and I believe there are no plans to start charging as of yet, but in due course they might well start doing so. So I highly recommend you using our link, which should be appearing on screen now, in order to save 10% on all those fees. Now, if you ever did want to get in the business of using their bots do charge, and they are incredible ways to make money in markets that aren't necessarily trending. So this could be during a bear market cycle where a bot is going to trade on your behalf based on a particular strategy and make some returns for you. And in fact, you can see here this particular bot here, it's been running for 2 years and it's up 957% on its strategy. It's a swing trading daily strategy. And you know, that bot is charging $249 a month, or you can pay annually $199 a month. And if it's returning 957% in a year, that's you're gonna make that work. So also really well worth looking at the bots, and obviously by becoming a member through our link, you do save 10% on any of those fees. And obviously if ever any of these incredible index funds start charging a small management fee, then you would be saving 10% on that too. So do check it out, have a little look at Stacked. I highly recommend that anyone that wants an exposure to the cryptocurrency market does consider putting at least a portion of their trading capital into a Stacked Invest pool or two to get yourself diversification, and so that you're not over trading a market that is trending upwards. Because the hardest thing in crypto is if you get out at the right time on a pullback, but then you fail to get back in and you end up missing the rally that then goes beyond your point of entry and exit. That goes beyond your point of earlier exit. So by being in these pools, you're much less likely to overtrade it and miss out on the long-term upside gains that this market is so famous for. So best of luck. If you do have any questions, please hit us up through the regular channels, and please do hit the like button and subscribe for notifications of all future crypto videos, because for sure we're going to be releasing loads more like this in due course for your crypto education. Great to have you today. Please do get in touch and let us know when you've invested and in which pool you've invested in. We'd love to hear. Take care and invest sensibly.